I made it. I made it. Thank you, Captain, for that introduction. How are we doing today?
Fabulous.
Wow, wow, wow. My day started at 4:30 this morning in Henderson, Nevada. I think it would have been quicker to drive here than wait for a flight. So our first flight was canceled at 8 o'clock. Our second flight, we could get out was at 11 a.m. And we waited on the tarmac for 90 minutes. But I'm here, and I'm excited to be here.
We're excited to have you here.
I go, and I don't quit until I get it done.
That's right.
And that's a big part of finding success in business and finding success in your life. Would you agree?
Yes.
Absolutely. So it's kind of interesting, you know. I booked my flight on kayak, right? Do I blame kayak for that experience? I shouldn't, right? It's not kayak's fault. They're a third-party provider, right?
Yeah.
Well, guess what Trevorium is? We're a third-party provider, right? So we connect our customers, which are you and all the people you bring in, to book travel, to our wholesalers. And then our wholesalers do their job, and they book for our customers, and they charge no retail profit, okay? So I just thought about this on the way up here, on the way in the car, on the way here. I was thinking to myself on the Uber ride over here. I was thinking, you know, the travel industry, to be quite honest with you, the hotels, the rental cars, the airlines, they make mistakes all the time. I can tell you that when we were in the process of buying our home in Henderson in July, we had went up there at the beginning of the month. We had gone up there in June. Funny little story, I'll tell you this story. So I wanted to escape California, and I was the one pushing. And my beautiful wife in the back of the room and says, I don't want to leave, I like California. My life's not going to change if we go to Henderson, or my life will change. My life doesn't change if we stay here. And so I said, but I want to do it for our kids. I don't like the taxes in this state. There's lots of reasons I don't want to be here. And so we fly up there. The first time we go up there in June, she says, well, you go live up there for 4 days and come home for 3 days. We'll meet the tax requirement. I said, great, that's fine. I call up my realtor. I said, hey, I got a strategy here. So I want you to book me properties to go look at on the Las Vegas Strip. I want penthouse suites all over the Las Vegas Strip. And when my wife goes in here and she sees all these, she's going to say, oh, they're beautiful, but there's no way in heck, David, I'm going to let you live on the Strip for 4 days a week without me. So I told my realtor, I said, that's what we're going to do. And guess what? We did that. 2 weeks later, I come back. I come back, and now we're looking at regular homes. So in the process of looking at homes, it was very difficult for us to find a home. So after my booking was done, I said, well, let's go stay at the Fontainebleau. We go stay at the Fontainebleau, you guys. Beautiful hotel, by the way, $1 billion hotel. Incredible in Las Vegas. High state-of-the-art everything, right? So we go stay there. We didn't find our place in 3 days. So I go book another 3 days on our platform. When I first got there, I walked in to the hotel lobby, and they didn't have my reservation. Oh, I was mad. I said, I'm the CEO of Trevorium. What do you mean you don't have my reservation? Right? And for a second, I was like, hey, do you know who I am? Like, they don't care who you are, right? So what do? I email checkin@leisureloyalty.com. They are a wholesale provider. They say, hey, you know what, David, no problem. We'll get it taken care of for you. 35 minutes later, it's fixed. I'm like, whatever. Okay, I'm here. So we didn't find our house. 3 days ago, I need to book another 3 days at Fontainebleau. So I go book another a reservation on our trap platform. By the way, I saved like 50% too. So it was like $140 every night, I'm saying. A beautiful, beautiful place. We had 2 rooms that were connecting because we had our kids with us. It was beautiful. Anyway, so I walk in and redo my reservation, got to put my card down again. We don't have your reservation. I'm like, oh, now I'm mad. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So now I'm really mad at Trevorium. I'm like irritated. hey, this is Trevor making a mistake here, right? So I call them up, hey, your reservation's not there. Understand it's not our wholesaler, it's actually the hotel. Okay, no problem. 30 minutes later, waiting around, guess what? They find my reservation. Cool. 3 more days goes by. We didn't find a home. I gotta go book another reservation. So I book another reservation for 3 more days, but this time I'm smart. I call down the same day before I walk down to check in at 4 o'clock, because I'm still in my room, and I say, hey, I know you're not gonna have my reservation. Can you call over to the hotel and make sure they have my reservation? So now I'm on the phone with the CEO of Leisure Loyalty, and I'm just giving it to him, right? She says, look, it's not us. Okay, so I go there, I get the numbers, I go there, I walk in, they don't have it. They don't have it. I said, well, here's the number right here. I go, let me speak to your manager for a minute. And so the manager comes out and says, look, I'm a tour operator. I got a tour operator's license in 2 different continents, travel agent. We do thousands and thousands of reservations every single week. I kind of know the travel industry. What the heck is going on? She pulls me outside. She says, hey, listen, David, let me just tell you something. It's not your booking. It's not your booking engine. It's our hotel platform. Doesn't grab all the third-party bookings. And I said, wow. I said, you guys, how much have you invested in this hotel? $1 billion? How much money do you put into this hotel? And your software is not tracking third-party, your customers, because third-party wholesalers are their customers, along with Expedia, bookings, and all the different third parties. And their system doesn't track it correctly. And I said, it's really weird or frustrating is that every one of your people at the front desk told me that I needed to go back to my third party provider because it was our fault. And here you are, after 9 days staying at your hotel, 3 separate reservations, telling me that it's your software. Isn't that amazing? Why do I point that story out? Because a lot of times in our industry of the hotel or tourism industry, they're just riddled with mistakes. The way that they run customer service, the people that are sitting at the front desk, the person in the back of the office, the admin section that's inputting those reservations. But a lot of times it goes back to the third-party provider that's the problem. And interesting enough, 99% of the time, it's not the third-party provider. It's not Trevor. I just wanted to share that with you. It wasn't going to be my opening speech, but I came up here a little fired up because literally at 4:30 in this morning, I woke up at 4:30 in the morning, and I never get up at 4:30. And I was excited to be here. I wanted to be here today. I want to be able to share my passion about this company called Trevor. I've been an entrepreneur, it's crazy saying this, for more than 40 years. By the time I was 18, I became an entrepreneur. I've never had a job. I've only been employed by myself. I had some phenomenal parents growing up. I had a father who sat me down over the kitchen table when I was 13 years old and tell me about how I should become a business owner and instill all the right things in my brain to do that. He talked about you have to invest in your business. He talked about how it has to come from you and not from him. He talked about being committed on a regular basis to be successful. 13 years old, I started a little business painting curbs on the streets. The little curbs, the curb numbers, the numbers on the streets. I started that little business. And my dad sat me down and he said, hey, when I was in high school, I did this as a side hustle. They had side hustles back in the 50s, believe it or not. And his side hustle was painting the curbs, the numbers on the curbs. And he said to me, he goes, you could make money doing this. David, this is like 1978. He said, look, you can make like $3 for every curb you paint. Man, back then I was like, $3 for a curb. I'm like, I want to do it. I'm thinking, painting the curb, the numbers on the curb, it's like finger painting. I can do that, right? And he walked me through the whole process. I remember saying, okay, Dad, I want to do this business. I said to him, I said, okay, so are you going to go buy me the paint and the stencils to paint the numbers on the side of the curbs? He said, no, I'm not going to buy you that. He says, you're going to go cut lawns in the neighborhood, save your money up. And when you get enough money saved up, then I'll take you to the hardware store and you can buy your own paint supplies and your own stencils and your own brushes. I said, oh, okay. So guess what I did for the next couple of weeks? I was pushing a lawnmower. I was pulling weeds. And I had saved up enough money to buy my own equipment. My father taught me at a young age. He said, David, you have to take ownership in your own business. Just like every single person in here, you are in business for yourself. You have to take ownership. You own it. So I got this money and I'm like, I went and bought the stuff. Now I'm all excited. He sat me down. We painted one curb. I go, oh, wow, that's how you do it. I was learning how to do it. Went over, painted another curb. Now I got 2 curbs painted. It was my grandparents' house. And then across the street, my grandfather owned the other house. So I painted the first 2 curbs. My dad showed me how to do it. So did I make any money on those first 2? I was learning how to do it. I didn't make a penny. It cost me money because I had to invest in the paint, right? And then my grandfather, he's like, well, make sure you touch it up over here and get that done right too, right? And then my grandpa, back in the day, he slipped me a $5 bill. Anyways, at the end, he was a good man. So I had to be trained on how to do it first. Now I'm 2 curbs in, so we go home. My mom had taken me over there. Then we go home, and I said, Dad, I'm all excited about doing this. I go, but on our street, we don't even have curbs. In our neighborhood, we grew up, it was like a country back then. Temecula used to be like this little country neighborhood, not even a stoplight. No curbs. He said, don't worry, we're going to drive 30 miles away, and we're going to paint curbs. You're going to paint curbs in Hemet. Hemet's like an old person, back then, and for sure, it was like a retirement community. And you got all these curbs, and you go paint, paint numbers on people's curbs. So I go, okay, we're going to do that. My dad says, we're going on Saturday. We're leaving at 7 o'clock in the morning. Have everything ready to go. My dad's giving me direction. And my dad gave me direction. I stopped and listened to him. He said, make sure you have your wagon, your paint, your lunch, and your water. Because when I drop you off, I'm not coming back until 4 o'clock. I said, okay. So we get in the car. We drive 30 miles to another community, another city. By the way, who drops their kids off today 30 miles away in a different community? You do. I'm like, my wife would probably divorce me if I try to do that with my boys, and they're 15. They got hair on their legs. They look like men. I don't think she'd let me do that, right? So last thing he says to me, don't disappoint me today. I invested money and my time to drive you here, and I invested in gas. I'll be back at 4 o'clock. Make sure you don't goof off and make sure you go to work. So what was he doing? He was showing me, hey, you got to have accountability. Don't make excuses, right? We're in business. We can't make excuses. Who's your accountability partner? Who are you accountable to if you're doing this? Build a relationship with your upline sponsor. Be accountable to them. If you have a spouse, build this business as a team. Be accountable to your spouse, right? There's nothing more powerful than a husband and wife coming together on a common goal, working towards what they want in life, bar none. Nothing more powerful than that. So I go out, I'm knocking on doors. I'm 13 years old, man. I was scared of my shadow. I mean, I remember in school, if I had to give up and do the speech in front of people, I just didn't show up that day to school. I just went ahead and took the pass. Like, I'm not going. I didn't want to do anything like that. Knocking on the doors. Hi, I want to paint your curb. No, sir, you can't paint my curb. Finally, I went on this one little lady's old house, and I said, I went up there to paint her. She goes, you know what? I'd like to do that because, the ambulance and the firemen, they need to be able to see my number on the curb. I go, oh, okay. Yeah, I painted her curb. Guy next door come across the street, said, what you doing here? I said, well, I'm putting these numbers on the curb so the firemen and the ambulance can see your number clearly, know where your house is at. Well, that's a good idea. You can paint my curb too. By the end of that day, I painted 13 curbs.
Wow.
I'm like 13 years old. I made 39 bucks that day. I'm like, man, I got money for, the ice cream shop and the arcade. I'm ready to go. All my brothers are coming. We're having a great time. I didn't realize that back then, the lessons that my father was teaching me. He taught me how to take ownership. But the business lessons started way before that. It started that day in the kitchen at the table when he sat me down and said, what if you started your own business and you can go out and make money? What would you do with that money you made? What was he doing? He was painting the dream on what I could have as a 13-year-old kid if I was willing to do work. Do you know that most of your prospects that you talk to, you got to paint the dream with them. How or what would you do differently if you had additional money coming in? If you could travel like this, where would you go? Where would you travel? Right? So I learned at an early age that to find what I wanted. From my father, he was painting and stroking with me, and I didn't even know what he was doing. Does that make sense? Are you guys getting that part? Right? I became my own CEO that day because I had to take ownership in my business. I was terrified. I had to overcome my fear by knocking on doors. I had to figure out what I needed to say so I can actually, at the time, I didn't want to disappoint my dad. Right? So it was a learned process. And that little business, that was a fun little business. I made some money doing that, and it was great. So when I look back on that in my life, I think there's a lot of parables in today. Would you guys agree with that? Yes. So you guys are your own CEO in the business today. So defining your big vision. Now I'm sure, by the way, Daryl, Maria, Deborah, Todd, phenomenal. I don't even have to be here, I know. And I do know that they talk to you about defining your why, or talking about your dream or what you want, why you're here, what you're doing. I know that because they're successful in business, and that is a principle that you must have. You must define what you want, right? My first 3 years of network marketing, I made no money. I was successful in business, but I wasn't successful in network marketing. I didn't understand that I needed to be reading books on how to communicate with people better. I didn't understand that I needed to use my upline and have them help me close the deal. There was a lot of things that I had to learn on how to be successful in network marketing, because it's a little different than being successful in conventional business in the terms of how you do it. One of the things you have to remember when you're building a network marketing organization, people are asking, they're looking at you and they're evaluating you. They're saying a couple of things. The one, they're going, oh wow, can I do what this person does? That's what they're saying. So if you're super polished and you come across like you know everything, you know what? They might be evaluating you. I could never do what you do. Okay? The second thing they might be saying, would I want to do what he does or she does? Right? So you want to be relatable to people. You want to be friendly with people. And finally, the third thing is, would I be willing to do what they do? Do I see the potential of having what they have or having something better? Right? People are evaluating all the time, right? We walk in and we're subconsciously evaluating everything we see, right? At a level. It's so key to define what you want. Because if you don't define what you want, you're going to run around. You're going to run around and not stay focused. You want to go over here for a little bit, do something, and then over here for a little bit. But if you want something bad enough, you'll figure out how to do it. You know, in today's world, I'm going to just say it like this. We live in this world of instant society. Everybody wants everything today, right now. But things of substance take time to build. Things of substance, you're going to have to pay a price. You're going to have to do the work. Todd was talking about that before I walked in the room, right? It's so true. Things that last take effort and energy. If it didn't take effort and energy and it was easy to obtain,
then guess what? I hate to say it, but nobody would want it. You know, successful people that do well and have everything, you don't see what goes on the backside, what they've gone through, what they're going through to get where they're at, right? So, just remember, we're prospecting people in this business. They're evaluating you. Can I do this? Should I do this? And why would I do this? They're asking those 3 questions. So always keep it simple, be relatable, and you know what? Let them know you're having fun. Let you know you be smiling. So what's the worst case scenario in Trevorian for somebody?
No.
What's the worst case scenario?
You take a few vacations.
I like take a few vacations, travel.
Yeah.
And guess what? Start a home-based business, save a little bit of money on your taxes. Yeah. So I don't know what video cameras are on right now, but I do have a relative that's on Adela's side that's in the business, and he's crushing it in tax savings. He's like, yeah, I'm going to go to Hawaii and see Daryl and Maria because I want to get trained in the business. I get to write the flights off. I get to write off the world tour. I'm going to plan on doing some meals over there. I get to write some of that off. He's like, I've never been in a business where I get to go places and write off things. I create a deduction, a legal deduction,
Oh, yeah.
right? If your intent is to make a profit in business, these tax deductions are available to you. Any tax professionals in the room at all?
Miss Virginia.
Am I speaking truth? That's correct. Thank you. Prospecting. Oh, I love this one. Prospecting has to become a part of your daily life. Wherever you go, whoever you're talking to, it's just a conversation. Yesterday I was on the golf course and played with a couple of guys that I don't know who they are. One guy's from Ireland, the other guy lives in Minnesota. So I'm thinking I got 4.5 hours on the golf course with these 2 cats, right? These 2 dudes, these 2 guys. And the guy from Ireland, so about 3rd hole in, I said, so what do you do for a living? Why are you here? He goes, wow, I'm here at a convention, a software convention. I go, yeah, what kind of software? What do you do? Oh, we provide payroll services and for large companies. We provide their software. And I look at him, sizing him up, and I go, he's a pretty nice guy, he's a pretty relatable guy. And I said to him, I go, well, you build the software or do you do sales? He goes, I do sales. I go, I like this guy already before. Great communication. I go, I got 15 more holes with him before I drop that bomb question on him, right? And so here we go, we're playing golf, and I go, great shot. His name was Nigel. He was about 6'4", had red hair, freckles, and as white as could be. He was from Ireland, right? Great guy. And so I'm just building relationships with him. During that time, we were up on the green. Hey, so how many kids do you have? And how long you've been married? And how often you get to come out to Vegas? And what do you like best about your job? And all these different questions. And so we're building a relationship. So at the end, I do that all the time. But at the end, I'm not heavily marketing to people because I run a different role here at Trevorian. I can't support those people, right? But some of my good friends in this business get some great leads from me. And then it's up to that individual to go do the do, right? I said, hey, I don't know if you're open or not, but you seem like a sharp guy. If I could show you how you could travel for less and show others how to travel for less and make money, would you be open to taking a look at this business? He said, you know what he said to me? He goes, absolutely I would. I got to hang out with you for 4 hours and I like you instantly. I thought, well, that's pretty cool. Got his email address, got his WhatsApp number, sent him the website, and we'll see, right? How long did that take? I mean, I was in the golf course that day anyways, whether I talked to him or not, right? Today on the flight out here, I'm sitting in the back of the plane. The lady behind me, sweetheart of a lady, my cell phone's dying. And we had sit on the tarmac forever before we got in the air. Now we're in the air, I'm like, man, my cell phone's dying. And I looked at her, I goes, hey, you guys have can I borrow a charger? Do you have a cell phone charger? She goes, yeah, you can use mine. So she's a big Samoan gal, right? I didn't know who she was. Well, she's a high up executive for JSX. And she says, I said to her, oh wow, you guys, so you've been there for a while. She goes, yeah, my seat, by the way, my seat wasn't working right. It was tilting all the way back, and I was laying on the lady behind me that was the co-worker to the big executive gal that loaned me her thing. I said, well, let me move. I didn't realize I was doing, I fell asleep. And then anyways, I get over and I move, and she gives me her charger. I'm charging my phone, and we're just having conversation. I'm just chatting with her. And I said, man, that's gotta be great. You could fly anywhere. You get all these perks and fly. And I go, she says, and I go, you like doing that business? She goes, yeah. And I go, I love JSX. I said, I remember you could get on a JSX flight, you could call up and say, hey, I'm gonna be 5 minutes late. The plane's supposed to leave at 8 a.m., but I'm gonna be there at 8 a.m. Will you hold the plane? They would hold the plane. You'd get on the plane and go, almost like it was a private jet. It's a private jet, it's semi. By the way, low budget for a jet, 12 to 14 people. I'd say do it once at least in your life. It's a great experience. So it's very affordable. So we're talking, and then she goes like, "What do you do?" I go, "Oh, here we go. What do I do?" I go, "I'm kind of like you." So you're kind of like me. I said, "Well, I'm in the tourism industry," and I said, "Well, you guys do great service for airlines and the private airline service, kind of like." I said, I show people how to save as much as 70% on travel. Really? I said, man, you have a great combination. Flights for free, and you got me to hook you up and show you how to save money on travel. And I said, oh, by the way, it's kind of a side hustle. You can make some additional income. She goes, oh, I'd be interested in that. So next thing you know, before we get off the plane, she's like, well, can I get your business card? I said, I don't carry business cards. I don't carry business cards. I don't want to give somebody a paper business card that I'll never see again, right? Or never get any fruit from that. I said, but if you want, let me text you my website, and then you'll have my phone number. She says, yeah, I would like that. Well, I got her phone number, right? So now I just created a contact. And it might be just a simple text. Hey, did you get a chance to look at that website? Are you still interested on a side hustle? Whether she says yes or no is not the point. The point is, it's part of the process of building a business. It's going about your daily life, running into people, and asking simple questions. That is how you build the business. Because you cannot, I don't believe, well, some people can. Let me say that back. I don't want to program that the wrong way. Let me just say it this way. There are all kinds of people around you that want to know what you have. They want to learn about another way to create income. They want to know about creating residual income. They want to know how to travel better, travel for less, and travel more. Travel more, travel better, travel for less. Right? It's just up to us to get the word out. Prospecting. By the way, I walk around with an attitude of prosperity when I prospect people. I got something that I'm giving them. I tell people all the time, if you knew what I know about Trevorium, you would already be in. They're not doing me a favor when I share the business with them. When you're prospecting people, don't do it from a place of like, please just get in my business. I mean, if you feel that way, just don't show those cards, right? So it's like, hey, I got something to show you. And when you see what I'm going to show you, hey, I know you're going to be in, right? So don't be desperate when you prospect. come from a position of strength and confidence. Okay? So when I prospected, I mean, you don't know what you don't know. I'm gonna share a couple stories in the room. I'm gonna get the obvious one out of the way. Todd Strand prospected me. Out of the blue, I get a call from him. I hadn't talked to him in years. He was on vacation or something, right, Todd? I get this call from Todd. He says, "Hey, I heard you started a network marketing company. When can I meet you for lunch?" I said, "Let's go sit down and have sushi." He goes, "Well, I don't think I've ever ate sushi." Was that the first time you ate sushi too, or? Yeah. Next thing you know, he's asking me about the business and he's signing up. Okay? Now, that's an anomaly right there. But what a great anomaly to have, right? Deborah Taylor in the back of the room, double ambassador in the business. 3-star ambassadors. We got 3 stars. Your husband's a 1-star, and you're an ambassador, and you're not done. You're going to be multiple ambassadors when you get done. I meet her in Atlanta through her sponsor's sponsor. That guy was a piece of work. Yes or yes? We're not going to talk about names, but that guy, I'm going to pull my hair out of that guy. He's like, "Don't you know who I am? I am da-da-da-da." I go, "Oh, the pleasure to meet you." Yeah, yes. Did that story get told or something? I was out here. Adela and I we flew to Chicago in the middle of the winter to go meet him and prospect him in the business. And he brought his 13-year-old son and took us and said, "You pick the restaurant out." Took a restaurant and the average ticket was $200 a plate. And sat down and him and his 13-year-old son ordered lunch, and his son goes, "Dad, can I order a plate to go too?" So we ordered 2 $200 plates. And so, I mean, I got a little frustrated about that kind of stuff, I mean, we got over it, but, So anyways, after sludging through a bunch of ego and everything else, he gets in the business. He recruits another guy in the business. And did that guy recruit you in the business? So Deborah Taylor shows up to this event in Atlanta. And we pitch the deal and we talk, and she hears the story about my wife going through some health challenges, and her husband was going through some health challenges at the time. And so she came over and pulled me off to the side, and we chatted a little bit. And I'm talking to Deborah, and I'm going to and she knows this story. Don't ever judge a book by the cover is where I'm going with this. Because you can't open somebody up and see their heart and their desire and what they want out of life. But at the time, it was on me to just minister to her, not really talk about business. But besides that, I was thinking, this lady can't build the business. She ain't ever going to get it done. And I don't mean that in a bad way, right? But you don't ever want to prejudge anybody, because she's an absolute powerhouse. You are not going to outwork Deborah Taylor. You can work as hard as her, but you are not going to outwork her. Bottom line, she has passion for this business, loves Trevorium, and a heart of gold. So, here I am. I don't want to prejudge anything, right? But I'm kind of like, because you got a lot of things going on in your life. Husband in the hospital. I just gone through what you were about to go through. I knew what that battle was going to be. And, but lo and behold, today she's got thousands of people in her downline, right? So, don't ever prejudge people that you're talking to. Treat them all the same way, like they're your next ambassador. Because you know what? They may be. Because you can't open somebody up and see their heart and their desire and where they're headed in life. Another couple sitting in the back of the room. Now I'm going to get on him a little bit, because I've known him since I'm 27, 28 years old, and we've done a lot of things together. I went out and showed Daryl and Maria the business.
I called him up. He pretty much ignored my call many times. Finally, I told my wife, I said, we're going to Las Vegas, and I'm going to bribe this guy to come spend some time with me. So I got him a room at the Mandalay. He lives in Las Vegas. I got him a room at the Mandalay Bay. I figured I want to make sure that I run into this dude if I'm going to be in Vegas. So I'm going to go ahead and pay for his room. He goes, that sounds pretty cool. I'll take like a, what do you call them, staycation holiday? And I only saw him one time. He was a pretty slippery dude. We had dinner together at Wolfgang Puck. Tell me if I'm not telling the truth. Pretty much. Yeah. Well, not slippery. I just don't think I.
My son there hanging out with your son.
That's true. That is true. I think that was the second time, actually.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
A bit more than sushi.
Yes. 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 Yeah. And anyways.
You got a hotel room?
He did. Got a hotel room for the weekend. I know we had one really good meeting though, and it was fun hanging out with him. And he told me no. He told me no. So a couple months goes by, or 6 months goes by. Now Todd's calling him, and I'm calling him, and I'm like, "Hey, come, let's go meet again. I'm coming back to Vegas. I could put you up in a hotel room." I did it a second time too. Another staycation. I'm like, man, we got to get through these staycations. I got to get this guy in. And he told me no again.
Wow.
He did.
And David, Todd and Gina came out. They took us out to dinner too.
Yeah. I must have been taking you to the wrong place or something. But listen, I tried and attempted and was after Daryl and Maria. Todd was after him. We knew what they could do, but timing wasn't right for them. And when timing's not right, it doesn't matter what you say or what you do. You could buy them hotel rooms in the weekend in Las Vegas and put them up at taking the Wolfgang Puck or wherever.
The Porsche would have worked. You know?
The Porsche would work. Yeah. So it paid off, that's for sure. So it's timing. So don't ever give up on people that you're prospecting is the point, okay? But don't think that I'll start building the business as soon as Daryl and Maria get going. You can't do that. You can't wait on people. They never come off your list. You never close them off your list. You just say to them, instead of saying a final, finite no with them, when they say no to you, say, no, not right now. I want to get back to you and keep you up with the success that I'm going to have. Because if you knew what I knew, you would probably already be in. But I know it's about timing. What did I just do? I just gave them a way out. First of all, I just told them if they knew what I knew, they'd probably be in anyways. Mm-hmm. But I gave them a way out. It's probably timing. Life is about timing, right? I met my wife when we were both single, divorced. Both of us on our second marriages. That was good timing for me. We got hers, mine, and ours together. We're the Brady Bunch. I love my wife. I'm glad you're here today too, honey.
No.
So, prospecting people. I got some crazy stories about prospecting people. I'm driving across Arizona in the desert on my way to Colorado. I'm in a big van conversion. My son Justin's back there. He's about 13 years old. And I'm going about 85 miles an hour on this 2-lane highway or road, whatever it was, across the Indian reservation. I get pulled over by a police officer. I'm on my cell phone. And back then you didn't have Zooms, but I was on my phone doing a conference call. I was so crazy back then. I told the officer, after him pulling me over, me speeding, I was still on the phone doing the presentation. I said, give me 1 second, I'm almost done, sir. I think he probably looked at me and was like, this dude is crazy. So he stood there for a second. He was he was a gentleman. His name was Andy. And you know what, true story, Dustin? Listen to this, it's a true story. I'm not making this up. Last thing I said on my conference call, I said, guys, remember, what do you got to lose? What's to lose when you start a business from home? Saving money on taxes. I said, that's what your loss is. You're going to save money on taxes. Click. Officer, I know I was speeding. I'm sorry. This wasn't anybody on the road. I was pretty excited about my presentation and my foot was pretty heavy on the gas. He goes, yeah, you were going 85 miles an hour. You got a family in the car. You shouldn't be driving that fast. And he goes, but tell me about this saving money on taxes. 2 days later, his grandmother's house was about how many miles away from where this police officer lived? Not too far, pretty close. So we met at a Starbucks we could centrally meet at, and I presented the business. He signed up in that business. He shared it with his police captain who came in, and the police captain had a downline of 500 people in his organization. 500 people. You never know where your next leader is going to come from. You never know. I'll share one more story, and then I want to get on with this about prospecting. I go into the gym. I'm 30 years old. I go to the gym to shoot hoops. I used to play a lot of basketball back in the day, in my thinner days, and when I had good knees. And this guy, I hated this guy. I pull up, and I was in a Porsche. I pull up in my Porsche. He says, oh, wow, nice car. What are you doing here? What do you got going on? I said, oh, you wouldn't be interested in the business. And under my breath, as I'm walking in the gym, and I go, I wouldn't want you in my business. And so we played basketball that day, and he elbows me, I elbow him, whatever. We don't like each other too much. At the end of the day, he says, hey, I know you're in this business. People around town have been telling me about it. I want to see it. I go, you wouldn't be interested in a business like this. You have to like people. I was just completely taking it away from him, right? He goes, shut up, David, just come show me the business. I said, all right, tomorrow, 10 o'clock at Starbucks. I'll buy you a cup of coffee and we'll meet. I buy him a cup of coffee, we meet. He goes, yeah, I'm going to get in. I'm like, damn it, he's getting in. I said, well, give me a list of 10 of your top people that are successful and that you know that would be interested in making more money. I asked him for a list. One of the guys on the list, I go, you got this dude's number? This guy's Cliff. I remember Cliff. Cliff was a super successful networker in our town. Had made a lot of money in network marketing, was a doctor. I called him up. I said, hey, Cliff, and I also waxed his cars. Back then I was waxing cars. I said, hey, Cliff, this is Dave. I'm the wax man. You know me? He goes, yeah, I know you. I go, I'm doing a network marketing business and I'm killing it. I want to show it to you. I just came right out with it, right? He didn't say, what is it? He says, okay, let me buy you lunch. So he bought me lunch at Claim Jumper that day. We went down and we sat and talked. And he just loved the industry. He says, David, he said to me, he goes, I made a lot of money in the stock market. I'm getting ready to sell my practice. I have no debt. So therefore, and I make money in another network marketing company that I don't do anymore. He goes, so therefore I'm not a prospect, but I wanted to hear what you had to say because I followed your career as a young man growing up in our community. And I've been hearing great things about what you're doing in the networking industry. You have people around you that are looking at you all the time. Just remember that. He says, I'm not interested, but I want you to go talk to my brother. He's a chiropractor and he needs to do something else. So I said, great, where does he live? Well, he lives down in San Diego. What's his name? Andrew. Great. I'm going there. I call Andrew up. I set up an appointment. I drive all the way down to San Diego. I'm in the guy's house doing the presentation. He's somewhat interested, but not really interested. He's going to get in, but he's like, I'm just going to do this for my brother. I go, okay. But his cousin was visiting from this little country, this little island in Guam. She sat down and goes, hey, can I know more about this? This looks really good. I want to learn about this business. Well, guess what? She sat down and looked at it. Weeks later, I'm doing conference calls at 2 a.m. in the morning because of their time difference, right? I'm like, I didn't know if I was coming or going. I had to, 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, I get up and get a cup of coffee and I do the presentation. Then I get all fired up and excited. And then I don't go to sleep all day long, right? I was doing that over and over and over again. So then I fly out to Guam to go do this meeting. And at the time, I didn't know about booking flights. I mean, I'm just like, I had an assistant back then. I said, just book me the cheapest flight from Hawaii to Guam. Well, they took me on like 6 different islands before I ever got to Guam. I mean, I was on the flight for like 18 hours before I ever got there. I sat in the middle row. I'm a big dude. I sat in the middle row and I had these 2 big ladies sitting next to me. There's a 5-rower in the middle and the 3 or the 3 or the 2 and the 2. I was in the middle row. The air conditioning didn't work. Man, I was so like, I'm like, it's not worth it. It's 18 hours of flight just to get to Guam. This lady was drooling on my arm, asleep, big gal. The other lady was just talking. I was like, oh, I can't wait till this gets done. 18 hours, like 6 stops. Like 1 stop, I go, can I just get up for a minute and get this stuff off me? That's the honest truth. I got to go through this. So I go here. I get to Guam. I go to my hotel room, and they come over, and the lady says, "Okay, the meeting's gonna start in an hour. I promise you, it's gonna be a big meeting." I walk into this meetings place. There was 500 people
Wow.
in the room. 500 people. I did a presentation. It felt like the whole room signed up that night.
Wow.
You never know who your next prospect or leader is going to be. And you know what? You could sit Todd down, he'd tell you stories like that. You could talk to Daryl and Maria, they would tell you the same kind of stories. Deborah Taylor's got those stories of people that she thought that wouldn't do it or that are now doing it. Guys, people are out there and they want to know a better way. They want to know a better way. You have to make prospecting a part of your daily walk in life. You got text messages, you got messages, right? We're meeting people all the time. I would use everything available to you to expose people to the business. Remember, you got something to give away to somebody. You got an opportunity that could change their lives. Deborah Taylor, did your life change? Killing it. Killing it. Every time I talk to her, she's traveling. I always tell her, I said, stop traveling so much. You're killing me on that travel bill. So, prospecting, it's your lifeblood. And it just has to become part of the process. You got to set goals that don't have limits. You got to set goals on how many people you're going to prospect every month and how many people your goal should be to recruit every month. By the way, you got leaders in the back of the room that are 6-figure earners taking notes. Out of all the people here, they probably have the least to take the notes, right? But they're taking notes. That's a clue. 2 people a month. You should set a goal. My goal is always to recruit 2 people every single month in the business. I knew that I had to talk to about 10 people to get my 2. That was my ratio. And sometimes I'd go 10 and go 0 for 10. But the next month, I'd do 10 and I'd go 3 for 10. The next month, I'd talk to 10 people and go 3 for 10. But the numbers always seem to average out. So what's talking to somebody? When you talk to somebody, it's not I message them on text or I instant message them on social media and says, hey, would you like to learn how to make money by showing other people how to save money on travel? That doesn't count as 1 of your 10. 1 of your 10 counts as sharing the business with them, taking them to the Zoom, asking them what they thought about the business, asking them to get out their credit card and sign up, or hearing a no. That counts as one of your 10. If you're not doing that, you're still in the discovery process with them, whether or not they want to see the business. And those conversations should be happening all the time, right? But how many times are you actually walking somebody through the process and asking them for a yes or a no? That's one of your 10. If you're serious about the business, that's what you're going to do. Okay? If you're learning how to do that, that's fine too. I commend you for being here. For your goal is to go through this process to where you put in enough reps, right? Or you do the exercise enough till you get to the point where you can do it 10 times a month. See, my first 3 years in this network marketing industry, I didn't understand that process. I didn't understand really what it took to build an organization. I built 4 huge downlines in my network marketing history, career, as a builder. 4 times. And until I understood that what real action steps were, I was just kind of learning on how to play at the game. I wasn't doing the game. You got to ask people for the sale. You got to walk them through the process. You got to do the presentation. You got to understand what they're negative about, what's holding them back, and you got to help them through that process. So that means that we got to engage in conversation with them. Sometimes people don't like to engage because they never want to hear no. I just figured out, hey, I need to hear a lot of no's because I'm going to get some people that say yes. You know how many times people have made fun of me for doing network marketing? My own family. I got cousins, uncles, brothers that made fun of me all the time. Well, guess what? Ain't one of them today making fun of me. They see where I live. They see the cars I drive. They know that I'm a multi-millionaire. And those conversations aren't had anymore. But if I would have let them hold me back, man. I just got a text message from a buddy of mine 3 days ago. He texted me and said, hey, our 40th year reunion is coming up the end of the month. Will you be there? And I promised him I would be there. And I said, man, Craig, and he's a insurance agent. I said, Craig, I'm sorry I can't be there. I said, my business is international. It's taking me away. I'm going to be in Kazakhstan, opening up our corporate headquarters in that part of the world. He sent me a text back. He says, man, David, he goes, you really did something big in this network marketing thing. Because I used to make fun of you all the time, but I realized you were creating a residual check like I was trying to create. He goes, you just have done it in a bigger way than I did. So, you know what? You're going to have a lot of naysayers along the way, and you have to make a decision that whether you are going to decide to listen to what they say, or are you going to ignore what they say? And what I figured out was they weren't at life where I wanted to be financially, and they were never going to be responsible for paying my bills. I'm responsible for that. So if you ain't with me, then you ain't with me. You against me. You're not really against me, but next, move on. Love you, brother. I'll go out and I'll go out to dinner with you. And by the way, I always pick up his bill when I go out to dinner with him. You go out to dinner with me, you can't use your credit card. I buy everybody dinner. And you can never listen to what other people are saying, because they don't really know what you know. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So, 2 people a month, that's your goal. You want to do it for the next 2 to 5 years. You want to create a habit of talking to people. And by the way, if you do it 2 to 5 years, that habit will become so strong, you won't want to stop doing it. You'll continue to do it. You may hate prospecting right now, And that's okay, because the first 5 years of network marketing, I couldn't stand it. I hated it. But then it just became a program in my mindset. And I learned to have a game with it where I'm just talking to people all the time. Any questions? I mean, I'm open. Any questions on prospecting? None? Okay, so next month everybody's going to go out and put 2 people in, right?
Yes.
Hey, I tell you what, anybody that puts 2 people in, I'll give you $300 in the next 30 days. How's that?
All right.
Okay?
All right. Yep.
Unless you're an ambassador. Because I'm giving you guys lifestyle bonuses, ambassador bonus pulls, growth bonus pulls, all those bonuses. You can't tap into any of that stuff. But everybody else, you can. $300. Justin, create a note. We need to get the ID numbers of anybody that bought a world tour. So if you bought a world tour here, you qualify.
Thank you, David.
Okay?
So can we back up a little bit and can you repeat the?
So what is today's date? Today counts. Today is September 20th. By October 19th, if you recruit 2 people, I will pay you $300 bonus. Okay? Now, let's talk about that for a minute, because I always get in trouble. This is when I get in trouble with my CFO and everybody else, and Joshua, who runs our merchant card processing. Joshua's my other son, and Justin in the back of the room. You guys met Justin?
Yes.
Justin is the vice president of the company. He's like, he looks gentle and sweet like a polar bear. But the guy fights for this company and does everything he can to make us succeed and win. I just started thinking about my son back there, so I lost my train of thought. So that bonus. Look, so 14 days after it closes. That means November 3rd. Okay? I run these bonuses and then we pay it out and people have their people do refunds. So, you got to get past the refund period, okay? So I'll pay it out on November 3rd. Write that down, Justin. Send that email to Josh. Josh pays it out. Okay? So it starts today, and it goes till October 19th. And if you recruit 2 people, November 3rd. By the way, what day is November 3rd?
Monday.
A Monday. So November 3rd, you earn a $300 bonus if you do that. Okay?
Okay. Done deal.
Yeah. I always get in trouble with my CFO. He's always going, David, you run these promotions and you got me clamped down on marketing funds and then you throw this at me. Where is this supposed to go? Yeah. Yeah. Everybody that bought a world tour here today that you're here. Okay? Now, okay. All right, let's talk about compensation plan and daily pay.
What about if she's my guest and she signed up a month ago?
Guests don't count.
No, she signed up already.
No, if you bought the world tour.
Oh, okay.
Okay? How many guests do we have in the room that are in the business that came with a friend? You're a guest, you didn't pay for the world tour. The ID number's not in your name.
It's under my name. That's why.
It's under her.
Well, I want to see the room. I got to see what I'm committing to here. I want to know if you're here and you came with somebody else's world tour. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right.
Wait.
So you're gonna have to give Justin your ID number
Okay.
by the end of this event. At the end of the event.
Okay. Done
Okay.
deal.
Now I'm really in trouble.
When did your husband book the world tour? And we both came together.
Same thing.
We're both in the business.
So whoever booked the world tour gets it. So the ID number that gets the book the world tour gets it. Okay? That bonus we'd only pay out to one of the spouses. Another way to answer that question. We'd only pay that bonus out to one spouse, one family. Okay? It's kind of like our lifestyle bonus. We pay the bonus out to one family.
Because
Okay?
our Uber driver that brought us to the hotel has already texted me and is signing up.
That's beautiful. I like it.
Okay?
That's really good.
She talked to him.
Very nice. Well, you won more and $300. Plus you get all the regular bonuses too, right? What was that again? The last what?
I'll show you. You get $50 for a platinum. I'll show you.
So if you
He's getting ready to talk about the compensation.
Give your ID number to Justin, and the back of over and you'll call.
There's your ID number.
Promotion. The ones that what? Well, you better sign up today.
That's motivating.
You better sign up today. Right? So it's funny, I always say, oh, I gotta talk to my CFO. I run a tight ship, stay in budget. I'm not excessive in the way I run the company. But so you guys know, 44 different times I've built downlines, big downlines, and owners of companies have just screwed it up. And I refuse to be that guy. Daryl and I have been around, how many times, Daryl, in the industry? It's crazy, huh? It's like you work your tail off and then they're out, doing crazy stuff with the money.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're not secure in the future. I refuse to be that. I have, how do I say this? I'm not going to say that, but the company's wealthy. Let's just put it that way. The company's well off. We run a profit margin, and we stay within our budgets. Yeah. Okay. All right. Why do you want to build a business like this? Well, I love this illustration in this story right here. Mr. Guy Taylor, 2-star director. When he passed away, making about $1,500 to $2,000 a month. Deborah, how long has he been gone now? 4 years? 3 years? Making 6 figures a year. I'll write that check and forever. And when you build a business here, you get paid for the life of the business, not for your life. We don't trade dollars for hours here. You build the foundation and you inspire others and create leadership within your organization. And as sales and memberships take off and run in place, it pays you daily residual pay. If you walk away from this meeting today, if you could just understand the power of earning income that's not based on trading dollars for hours, and you never did Trevorium, but you understood that principle, it would be enough. How much money is $24,000 of residual income worth? How much would you have to make in the bank to make $24,000 a year?
A lot of money.
100 grand?
Nope, more.
That's $5,000 if you're, T-bill. T-bills are going down. But 5,000, 100 grand's 5,000, right? So if $500,000, about 24,000, right? And you know what? You don't, when you understand the principles of money, you realize that you pay a different tax on that kind of investment money. How much money do you got to have in real estate? You don't. If you rented a house out for $2,000 a month, you don't net $24,000. Even if you own the house outright, you got to pay taxes, insurance, and when the renter screws up, you got to take care of that too, right? Understand the power of what you have here for $79 a year. You recruit a customer into the business, a membership into the business. What do they receive? 2 vacations a year. Okay? Do you have to deal with that customer and book their travel for them?
Nope.
Do you have to procure the world tour? Do you have to worry about where they go on the getaway? When they have a problem with their payment, do they call you or do they call us?
Well, you, Trevorium.
I could go through hundreds of scenarios on a pros and cons list why this is so powerful. 2 vacations a year, and that member's yours for the life of their business. And we're going to service that customer for you. And your goal is to do what? Go out and build 2 sales teams of people that sell our membership. $79 a month. Sometimes I think we should charge $20,000 to get started. $79 a month, $79 a year to own your business. I think we should charge $20,000. People take it more serious. Like you pay me $20,000, and like I keep 5, and I put $15,000 in receivership, and I give it back to you over the next 36 months based on your effort.
Wow.
I mean, I probably can't. I mean, that'd be a great way to do it. So just listen. People, in other words, people take it serious, right?
Yes.
All of a sudden, if you had that kind of money, you know, those butterflies or feeling scared or nervous about talking to somebody might go away. Like, hey, I got 20 grand on the line. All of a sudden, you're not worried about what people are thinking about you when you're sharing the business with them. I wouldn't worry about what other people think about you anyways. It's none of your business what they think about you. And when you understand that, that'll put you at peace. A lot of you are challenged with what other people think about you. They don't pay your bills. Daily residual pay. Most powerful way to create income. So what's your first goal in our business? To become a platinum director. As a platinum director, you're going to earn $4.45 a day. Over a 30-day period, that's enough in commissions to cover the cost of your membership. We don't pay, our comp plan's not 3 and free. Everybody understand that?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay? It's not 3 and free. But it's 3 to profitability. And if you can get 3, you can get 4. If you can get 4, you can get 10. If you can get 10, you can get 110. It's just activity. So when you get 3 people, you are now earning $4.45 a day, over $135 a month. Most comp plans pay you 10% in a binary. Our compensation plan pays you, and that would be $8 a month. Woohoo, I got $8 a month. But instead we pay out $135 in a month for getting 3 customers, 3 members. 1-star director, I think this is where things, when you become a 1-star director in our business, I believe this is where it could really happen for you. You've gotten 3, you're talking to 3 more, you're just doing the business, some duplications taken off. You're going to build 2 sales teams, and one on the left and one on the right. It's called a binary compensation plan. I like to use platinum memberships as the example because about 90% of our business is platinum memberships. Okay? 8 platinum members on the left, 8 platinum members on the right. You have 640 in BV. You are a 1-star director. We're going to pay you $10 a day in residual income. And then if you make 1 membership sale in a 30-day period, we're going to give you $100 on the 31st day. Okay, so that makes $400 a month in daily residual pay. If you're tapping into the coded bonuses, that commission for a 1-star director is between $400 and $700 a month. 1-star directors in our business earn between $5,000 and $8,000 a year. In our network marketing industry, 10% of $600 is about $60 a month. You see, our plan is set up so early on in the plan, people could win. That's something I'm very passionate about. Because I believe that if you show people how to win early, it builds their belief, right? 8 memberships. You got 8 people on the left, taking a couple of vacations a year. 8 people on the right, taking a couple of vacations a year. They go out and share it with a few people. And when you have 25 platinum memberships in each of your 2 sales team, you're a 2-star director in our business. 2-star directors make between $1,500 and $2,500 a month if they are building the business. Now, you could just get daily pay at $25 a day and never recruit anybody. You're gonna make $25 a day, right? But if you're building the business, you're gonna qualify for all the bonuses. But at $750 a month, if that's all you ever did, that's $10K a month, $10K a year. That's couple pretty nice vacations at Trevorian. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then some. 3-star directors, 63 platinum memberships on your left, 63 platinum memberships on your right, and you're a 3-star director in our business. And your average is between $2,500 to $3,000 a month in income. You got $2,100 in daily pay. If you're recruiting a couple of people every month, you're earning the lifestyle bonus, you're getting Cody bonus money, leadership money, you're making money. We've had 3-star directors make double that number in a month. Okay? 63 members. Man, the first network marketing business I was in, we sold soap. And you had to have 6 legs, not 2, 6. You had to go 6, they got 4, they got 2. 6, 4, 2. If you did that, you could make $2,000 a month before your expenses. Shoot, here you can make 2 legs of 63, and you're not doing all the work, right? You're building a sales team of people that are doing the work. Powerful comp plan, you guys. 10,000 in BV in each leg, 125 platinum memberships in each leg, $4,000 to $5,000 a month in income. That's like 50 to 60 grand a year. That's what my math says. That's more than the average person in the U.S. makes, or about as much as they make in a little part-time business. 4-star director. As an ambassador, things start to really get excited. That should be the goal. By the way, for all of you guys that are here on this world tour, I want to commend you for being here. Because you are in fact investing in your futures. You are in fact saying, hey, I want to do something different. I want to learn this craft, this skill from successful people. I want to have that lifestyle. Well, guess what? You got to pay a price, right? You got to be educated. You were at the right place today to get that done. You just need to implement what you learned. For some of you, it's the technical side that you learned from our ambassadors. Or maybe it's the way they say things, or the way they carry themselves, or their attitude. Whatever it is that you need to learn, that's why you're here. If I were you, and I'm not you, but if I were you, and I wanted to become an ambassador, every world tour that I ever took from this point out until I was an ambassador would be a world tour that has an ambassador training. I would take in everything I could from the leaders, because every single one of them has something to share with you that could take your business to where it needs to go. Okay? As an ambassador, you're at $9,000 to $11,000 a month in income. If you qualify for the lifestyle bonus, that means you're making a couple of sales and you have people on your team making sales, earning leadership bonus money. You've got the power up bonus. You've got the ambassador growth bonus pool, and the daily pay. It's between $9,000 and $11,000 a month in income. Okay. By the way, we have another ambassador in the room. Hi, Irina. How are you? Fantastic. I just love to see ambassadors at our meetings. Do we have another ambassador in the room too? No? Okay. All right, just 4. That's awesome. Our comp plan pays up to $3,200 a day in income. That's the potential. And then when you understand our comp plan, did you go through any of this stuff at all, Todd? It's actually way more than $3,200 a day. Your daily pay becomes infinite in our plan. Because when you become an ambassador, we give you a 3rd business center for free. but you can start all over if you wanted to and go 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, 4-star ambassador again and earn all those bonuses again. And if you want,
You got a whiteboard, it's gonna break down.
I think it's just a lot of work. I would just tell you guys that the income potential here is unlimited. And if you want to see it, Todd Strand's a phenomenal guy to show that to you. We put this on paper, man, and we started talking about it. I remember one night, it's like 12:30 at night, and he's like, David, you know what you just did? Look at the way this is going. If we could just go ambassador every single year, like in 5 years, man, that's like over $1 million a year. Direct sales bonuses. So when you make a platinum sale, you pick $50 up. Okay, if you make a titanium sale, you get $25. Everybody got that in your direct sales, right? Then based on the rank that you're at, and the rank the sale came in, then you pick up coded bonus money. So if I'm brand new in the business and Irina sponsors me, she makes $50 because she sponsored me, the direct sales bonus, right? And then she picks up $10 for every code. She's the director. She's the director code, the 1-star, the 2-star, the 3-star. Did I say that right? The 4-star. So she gets every code. So she picks up all these right here. So she makes 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 plus the director code of $5. She makes 50 on the direct sales bonus and 55 because she is the ambassador.
Got
so
it.
she makes $105.
Got
Do we
it.
have a 2-star director in the business here? This is a 2-star director. What's your name,
I
sir?
don't understand this.
Bellows.
What's that?
Arthur Bellows.
Arthur Bellows. Pleasure to meet you, sir. You're a 2-star director. So you sponsor me into the business. Who's your upline ambassador?
Well, my is Keith Brown.
Keith Brown. Gotcha. So Arthur, you sponsor me in the business. You make $50. I come as a platinum. But you're a 2-star director, so you make another 10 for 2-star, another 10 for 1-star, and 5 for the director code. So you make $25 in leadership bonuses. You make a total of $75 as a 2-star when you sell me a platinum membership. You guys understand that?
Yes, finally.
His sponsor, Keith Brown, who's an ambassador, right here, right? So Keith, there's no 3 stars or 4 stars in between. Keith gets $10 for 3-star, $10 for 4-star, and $10 for ambassador. He makes $30. What did Keith have to do with the sale of me coming in?
Nothing.
Nada. And we sent a check for, whoa, you don't even know Keith. I love this story. Look, that dude just got $30 on me, man. That's how that works, right? Our software just goes up and says what rank somebody's at, we're going to pay him.
I did not know that. Yeah.
Okay? That's coded bonus money. If you're a leader, hey, your goal is to make sure that you've got leadership money coming into your business every week because your business is growing. Okay? Golsum is a 2-star ambassador out of Kazakhstan on her way to 3-star ambassador. She's been in our company now for 18 months, I believe. About right, Todd? Maybe 16 months. 16 months, maybe. She's earned as much as $25,000 in leadership bonuses in our organization.
Wow.
Just that one bonus. Is there money in our compensation plan? Yes. It's all about creating duplication. How do you create duplication? It starts with you. Your action level's got to be high. What are those action levels? Prospecting people, asking for the sale, getting them fired up and excited about sharing the business with other people, right? Lifestyle bonuses. We pay it out. We have a lot of people that have husband and wives in the business. The top position earns the lifestyle bonus. Okay? You make 2 sales, membership sales in a month. Based on the rank you're at, you're going to earn an extra bonus from us on the following month on the 15th. So if you're a 3-star director, you earn $300. If you're an ambassador, it's an additional $500. You can look at the comp plan on that, but the people, you guys get that? You good? Any questions? Little frosting on the cake, as I like to call it. Global sales, ambassador power up bonuses. So, I decided to add more money to the compensation plan at ambassador level. Our goal was to let, when you become ambassador in our company, was to get you to that 6-figure a year income. So on the screen, we take 3% of our sales and we divide it amongst all of the ambassadors. And that's what it's looked like for the last 6 or 7 months, 2, 4, 6, 7 months. Okay? It's equivalent to anywhere from 24 to 30,000 extra a year. On the low side, 20,000. Okay? It's just extra funds. We have what's called the growth bonus pool for ambassadors. Based on whatever level you're at, you earn a share of the pool. If you're a ambassador, we take 3% and we take all the shares and we divide it up, and you earn a 1%. You earn 1 share of that bonus pool. Todd, how many shares do you get every month?
6 years.
You get 6 shares every month. So 6 figures a year in residual income.
Just that bonus pool.
And that bonus pool alone. 6 figures a year, just in that bonus pool. Ambassador lifestyles. So we have the bonus pools that I talked about. We also do vacations. You get 2 vacations a year. We just got done doing our test pilot of our ambassadors doing trainings at world tours. Next year, we roll out 2025. Every ambassador will do a training in a world tour that you can go to everywhere.
Oh, wow.
So we have 43 ambassadors. Some of the upper ranks ambassadors will do 2 a year, but the ambassadors will all do 1. So that means if we do 100 world tours, we're scheduled to do about 110 world tours in 2025. That means half of them will have ambassadors at them. So you go on a world tour, think about this. We go on a world tour, this is pretty cool, right? By the way, you guys like Newport Beach and this place cool?
Yeah.
It's a pretty, what do you call it, posh? What's the word I'm looking for? It's kind of a posh hotel, kind of whatever. Ritzy hotel, right? And you get to come hang out here. One of your days you get to go validate your tax deduction. Hear what I'm saying, right? Where's my tax professional? I'd be like taking pictures. Here I am. I'm in the training with my leaders. I'd be like putting the date on there. I'm posting on Facebook going, on September 20th, I spent the entire day, and the purpose of my meeting, or my purpose of my trip was to come and get trained.
Yes.
Bam.
Yep.
Right? It's a business expense.
Then they gave us travel homework. We had to go see the beach. We had to go see.
Had to go hang out, meet some new friends. So 2 vacations a year. When you get 3-star ambassador, we're going to give you an Omega watch. There's a lot of meaning behind that Omega watch. We'll talk about that at a big conference. When I'm in Kazakhstan, we had somebody do it in 16 months. They went 3-star ambassador in 16 months. Abraham and his wife, Aikul, were one of the leaders in Kazakhstan, and they achieved that level. And Gulsum is right behind them. Yeah. Yeah, Tatiana's close. A lot of new people coming up at that 3-star ambassador level. We do the Louis Vuitton experience. This was birthed by my wife, and her thought we were actually one night laying in bed together, and she was talking to me about how she likes Louis Vuitton and how she wanted to go. And I'm trying to figure out how I can get this thing to be a tax write-off, right? and get her involved and keep her passionate in the business, right? And so I said, what do you think about doing this whole Louis Vuitton as experience? Well, actually, she said it to me this way. She said, well, if it has to be a business expense, why don't we just do a Louis Vuitton experience and I'll help head that up. And so that's how the Louis Vuitton experience came to be. It was actually her idea. And it's been actually very inspiring. If you're a man and you get and you qualify for the Louis Vuitton experience, just know this. You're going to be handing that off to your wife, and you're going to be like a rock star for doing that. Okay? So, I'm actually going to bring my wife up in front of the room and just have her talk with you guys for a little bit. And then I'll come up. I have a few more slides left, but she is a powerhouse. I mean, it takes somebody pretty special to keep me in line. Tell me when I'm working too much, or I'm too tough on this, or I'm not doing this the way I should be done, and always sending me text messages on scriptures, and then I go, "You're right." And but she's an amazing woman, a tremendous mother to our 15-year-old sons, and she's been through a lot, and she just keeps going. There's no quitting her. And I wanted her to come up and just share with you a little bit about making the most of an opportunity, and if you're an immigrant, how you can win. So with that, you guys please, I want to share my wife with you. Would you bring her in the front of the room? Mom, you get a kiss if I'm bring you up like that.
Aww.
Yeah, man. Share everything. By the way, this is unscripted for her.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
My name is Adela Hart. I know you guys know that already. So I'm very happy and honored to be here with you guys. I want to make sure that say thank you to every single one of you guys for waking up early this morning and being here present. I also want to just share, I was reading some things on the plane since we weigh a lot. So I was reading something that said there's a lot of people here that is not for the United States or they're original for another country, right?
Right.
Who is that person right here? I am too. So I feel like you guys. I was reading about how they say that we were born leaders. So this is a question. You think that we were born leaders? I don't think I've been a leader. But you know what? I also read that leadership is not giving, it's taking. And I want you to know, for all of you guys that are here, that we're not leaders. We didn't born leaders, but we work hard, we persevere, and we do it and do it and do what it takes and continue doing it until we become a leaders, because we want something for life and we don't want to be stuck. We want to be somebody. We want to be in the next level. We want to become a leaders. We want to take the best of life, and the opportunity is here. So you guys here is because you know you are a leader, and you can become a leader just like God's trying to say, like my husband say, the perfect example right here. Don't care what people think. Don't watch the movie that night. Don't do the extra activity. You know why? Because you want to spend time in yourself. You want to grow. You want to learn. You want to read. You want to do those things. Take those steps that cannot take you to be here. To be like someone like David, someone like all the leaders in the back. I didn't born a leader. I'm not a leader, but you know what? I take this opportunity. I thank God for giving me this opportunity to tell you, wake up this moment, wake up. I want to tell you that I want to become a leader. Who want to become a leader? I want to become a leader. I want you to stand up when I say, I want to become a leader. I am a leader. I'm going to become a leader. I am not a leader. I am a leader. I can do this. Huh? Just one little thing, and I'll leave you guys alone. So I always trying to back up the things that I read and learn, and today I learned that I didn't born as a leader, but I'm working and to become a leader, right? Because I don't want to just come here and talk. I want to teach you something. I want to teach myself something. I want to give myself the opportunity to be able to transmit something positive to you guys. So I got the verses today, which is 2 Timothy 1:7. It say, "For God us." Can you read it for me, please? Say that. He's gonna do better job than me.
I like your accent better.
I like your accent.
You want me to read it?
Yeah.
For God gave us a spirit not of fear, but of power and love and self-control.
So not a fear, guys, not a fear. It's a power. We have power. We have power in our word. We have power in our action. We have to do this. We have power. So whatever we speak, whatever we write in a paper was powerful. So I want you to invite you today to write it in the paper. What is that you can accomplish today? What is that you want to do? Where you want it to be? And you know what? Read it and read it and read it, because God has give you the power. So thank you so much for listening, guys.
Thank you.
I will tell you that you have to understand that the first time Adela and I had been married for just a very short time, I took her to a network marketing meeting with me. She had no clue what she was in for. She was like, what are all those people on stage standing and screaming for? How come everybody's excited in the whole auditorium? Isn't this a job? Why are they excited about a job?
Yes, knows.
And then over the time, when she learned the acronym of what job stood for, just over broke, my wife would go around and tell me, I don't want to be job anymore. I want to make things happen. She's very gifted. She's not a public speaker, but she is a public speaker, and she knows how to share her heart. So
Yes.
thank you for being you, and I appreciate you. So you're gonna hang up here with me for just a little bit, and then we're gonna do this. So let's just break down ambassador income so you understand that there is real money here as an ambassador. So daily pay is $43.40. That's $140 a day, right? Leadership bonuses. If you're building the business and people on your team are building the business, you can make $2,000 a month if you've got activity going on in your group. Personal bonuses. So if you're recruiting people, recruiting platinums, $110 per, or $105 per platinum. Yeah. Yes. That's over $200. Lifestyle bonuses. 2 sales, $500 bonus. Not bad. It used to be a car bonus, and I thought, why are we just doing a car bonus? Let people have the money to do what they want with it, right? So take that lifestyle bonus, do what you want. Ambassador pool, $1,200. When was the last time the ambassador pool was $1,200? Ambassador power up bonus, $2,000. It's over 10 grand a month. 120,000 a year. That's income coming in, not based on you doing what? Working a 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, and somebody else telling you what to do. You still have to work. I want to get that clear. It's called network marketing. You're going to have to put out some effort. Okay? But it's not, man, I got to be at work at 9 and I got to work till 5. You get to decide and choose. And if you love what you do, it's not even work. It's going to require a little bit of self-discipline though, right? Your ability to stay focused and stay after it. Now, so that's our ambassador compensation plan. Every year, once a year, we celebrate with our ambassadors. Last year was an incredible time. It was so much fun. We were here a lot. We went to Las Vegas. We stayed at a 5-star hotel. We wined, we dined, we did the Louis Vuitton experience. We did a training, we gave away gifts. My CFO got mad at me again because I gave a bonus, and then 2 days later I came out and gave all the ambassadors another bonus. So we do that every single year. This actually happens to be our first ambassador trip that we did. You got Gina Strand there in the tub. Got Danny over there on the left. It was a great time, wasn't it, guys? I think that whenever you do a business like this, and I think everybody talked kind of like this about this process, about overcome to become, or going through trials and tribulations, or staying after the business. But so with that being said, what are you listening to on a daily basis to reprogram your brain, your mindset, and your thought process, the way you do things, to understand to be successful, you're going to have to overcome challenges. You're going to have to learn to accept failure, but you don't accept defeat. You accept failure, You know, you failed, but you don't accept defeat. I just keep going, right? If you're, I tell you, a great guy to listen to on his shorts. Used to coach Alabama, but Nick Saban. You're listening to Nick Saban? Got some great stuff. But what are you listening to? What are you reading? Are you on the corporate? Are you on not the corporate? Are you on training calls
Absolutely.
with your ambassadors? Deborah Taylor does phenomenal calls. Todd does phenomenal calls. Maria does phenomenal calls. Daryl, he does phenomenal calls. Irina, they're ambassadors. Phenomenal calls. They've gone through the process. Who are you listening to? Right?
Cynthia.
Great person.
Yep.
That's another prospecting story. Cynthia, your upline ambassador.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, what's your name?
Charlotte.
Charlotte, nice to
And
meet
this
you.
is Tamiko.
Hi, Tamiko. She was one of the first people I prospected. She told me no. She told me no for 7 years. She told me no.
Wow.
And she said, well, okay, I'll be a customer. I actually wanted to recruit her to be the top income earner in our company at the time. When I first started, Todd hadn't even came to me then. You just don't give up on people, right? It's timing.
And be here long enough to get them.
There's many stories in our network when we look at the graveyard of people that left.
Oh, yeah.
The man, they wish they wouldn't have left. There's a few of them that would be sitting on top of the entire Kazakhstan team. Todd showed me a screenshot of somebody that was an ambassador in our business if they would have stayed here. But they quit. Way too long. They quit. Today they have enough volume to be an ambassador, but they quit. Ambassador and volume in both legs. It's crazy.
Lost 10 grand a month.
A better life requires a better way. We're a better life company, you guys. Showing people how to travel. What a fun product to market. And you might say, well, you know, when you think about the travel industry, it's never going away. Would you agree that it'll be here long after we're gone?
Yeah.
People were traveling back when baby Jesus was born.
Yeah.
You know, the mom and dad went to
Bethlehem.
they went to an inn to rent a room. They didn't get a room. The rooms were booked up. They were stuck out in what? The manger. The barn. That's where this little guy, baby Jesus, was born. The travel industry's been around for a long time. It's going to be here long after we're gone. And the travel industry is absolutely booming. And by the way, our competitors, they're not doing you any favors. Priceline, Expedia, Bookings Holdings, they're not doing you guys any favors. The technology is getting to a point where they know that customer before that customer gets to the website. They know they own 90% of the online travel agencies, online booking platforms. They own 90% of them. They know before you get there what you're looking for. They're even running algorithms to tell the hotels to don't give them for that price, but to charge more. The hotels are running those algorithms now through AI. So what is that going to do to our product in our marketplace? It's going to absolutely grow our marketplace. People ask, you know, what is your long-term vision? To build a business to be here for decades to come. For decades to come.
Well, wait. That's
So we have ID numbers in the bag. That's what we got over here. Oh, we're gonna pull out some ID numbers and give away some gifts. You have what do you have in here?
Oh, thank God.
Name an ID number of the member who checked in. So if you were a member that checked in, your name is in the bag, and you're
Well, you
gonna
were
get to
checked
come
in as
up
my guest.
and pick something. Okay? So, here we go. You gotta read it.
Full mind, so it could be a birthday.
Evgenia Bowen.
All right. Nice to meet you. Well, you get to go pick out anything you want. You're first, so you get the best of the best. While she's doing that, we're gonna call another name.
Yeah, get the
David.
backpack.
Like this. Oh, I got it. This is Robin Harder.
Robin Topper. All right.
Hello. I never win.
Oh, do you want
Yeah, you
to?
did today.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, okay, neat. There go the backpack.
Yep.
Alexandra
Sobel.
Sasha.
All right, congratulations. Pick another one. It's gonna keep going.
Okay.
Yeah, looks like we got a lot of
Congratulations,
here.
Alexandra.
How you doing? Congratulations.
Let's see who's the next one is Mania. What is it?
Maria Temoshenko. Did I say that?
Mania.
Congratulations.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, good, we're gonna do it.
You can do it on camera.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, well, what am I doing? You
Eh.
pick. Palante.
It's okay. It's okay. No big deal. The next one is Ronald Glenn. Ronald Glenn. So it's time. Let's do another one.
Okay, we're gonna do another one.
Uh, Carolina Elena.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, beautiful. Irina Pencheliaya.
I know it's Irina. All right.
We gotta get pulled.
Hi, congratulations, beautiful.
I like her.
Nelia Sokolova.
Shake well.
Congratulations. Congratulations. It's okay. Okay. David Coleman. Well, David.
All right.
Yay, David.
So, all right, David.
Amico?
The next one is,
Charlotte?
I don't know this person. Deborah Taylor.
That's what she said. I don't know this person.
Oh, okay, sorry about that.
You're killing me over there, Deborah Taylor.
And the next one is Catherine Daye.
I almost thought it was you.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Don't tell me I can't get my gift.
There's not a bonus or raffle you don't participate.
Don't pay us no attention. We like brothers and sisters. What?
Miss Deborah Taylor.
I won again.
Oh, cool.
Go ahead, your present over there. Congratulations. The next one is Charlotte Mason.
Yay, Charlotte!
Congratulations, Charlotte. Nice to meet you now. And now I know your name.
Yes.
Woo!
All right.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you.
Oh, stop shaking them up. Stop shaking them up.
We got a new color?
I guess.
Just for you.
I don't have that.
That is great, and now you have it.
Thank you.
Natalia Dolska.
I never win.
Yay, you did today.
Yay, Natalia.
Yay, Natalia.
Oh, thank you. And the last one, who's gonna be the last one?
Shake it in there real good. Get on.
Who's gonna say me?
Say me. Pick me. I'm just kidding. I know, I know.
Ta-da-da. Larry Farnborough.
Yay!
Congratulations, Larry.
Thank you.
Yay, Larry.
Congratulations. Nice to meet you too.
All right, so for you guys that the world tours, today's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Well, today's Friday. What am I saying? By the way, who went to our corporate offices yesterday?
Yay.
You guys have a good time? Awesome. So we have corporate offices there. We have staff in Kazakhstan. We just rented an office space and going to have corporate offices for Central Asia in Kazakhstan and Almaty. We have offices in Madrid, Spain. We have staff that works in San Diego and Colorado, and our CFO works out of Marietta. We have people all over the place, and we're continuing to expand and grow and build our infrastructure. Like I said, we plan on being here for decades to come, and I feel like we're just getting started and excited about where we're headed, and you should be too. So let's get it done, and make sure that during this time that you, am I going to bring you guys up?
No, I just want to see if we can recognize, we have France is in the room. I don't know if anybody else came from out of the country, but France is in the room. She flew.
Fabienne.
Fabienne. The whole country of France. What part of France are you from?
Sorry.
What part of France are you from? In Paris. Oh, my wife's favorite place. Nice to meet you too.
She sounded.
That's right, 2 kisses.
Nice to meet you. I'll come and see you there.
Thank you. Oh, fantastic.
Thank you very much.
That's awesome. Anybody else from out of the country? Canada in the house? All right. Fantastic. So if I were you, I would find Daryl and Maria because they're here. Irina, Deborah Taylor. I'd spend time with them in the next couple of days. Just say hello. Get to know them. Ask them some questions if you have questions. You want to walk away from here, from an event like this, building 3 beliefs, which will help make your organization grow quicker. Belief that you can do it, belief in the company, and belief in the product. When those 3 beliefs are high, and you match that with activity, great things will happen for you and your business. All right, guys, so with that, we conclude. Awesome day.